Hello and welcome to the 8th installment of my grading of all of the base game cards. If you want insight into the grading system, check out the description or click on the link in the top right hand corner to get to the first video where I explain it all. But let's get started. There are only a few cards as underwhelming as Cloud Seeding. At first glance you think, wow, 2 plant prot for only 11 cash? That's much better value than, for example, Adapted Lichen. But then you notice literally anything else about the card. The requirement of 3 oceans is not too harsh, but at that point you could already play something like Nitro Moss, which is 2 MC cheaper and has a plant tag. That missing plant tag on Cloud Seeding is super annoying, since that means that this card does not combo with Decomposers, Viral, NRA, Insects and others. When going for a ground game, these combos are crucial and can score you many more greeneries and points, and make the plant tag one of the strongest in the game. There is also that annoying hit to your MC prot, which can really handicap you in the early game. And lastly, we need to talk about the hit to heat prot. Sure, in theory this is a positive about the card, but I ran into multiple scenarios where I couldn't play this card as early as I wanted to, since no one besides me had developed heat prot at that point. So all in all, I ranked this card F tier. It surely is a bit better than Aerobreak Ammonia Asteroid, the only other card in F tier right now. However, it cannot stand up to some of the mediocre but solid cards in D tier like Adapted Lichen, Archaebacteria or Black Polar Dust. Colonizer Training Camp is a lesson on opportunity cost. It asks the question, do I want to pay 8 plus 3 MC in the early game for 2 cheap points, or do I want to use that money to build up my economy? The answer is, well, it depends. If you're either playing Saturn systems, have a Jovian mold on hand, need a building tech for builder, are swimming in steel, or the oxygen didn't move up in the first 5 gens, then this card offers more than just 2 points and you should definitely consider picking it up. There are other factors of course. Are you going for a fast game or did you draw this for free? Are you playing Vitor or Unum I? So the gist of it is, if you're playing this just for the 2 points in a classic game of TM, then it is probably not worth it. But it can be made so much better by so many factors, and then it is pretty amazing. So all in all, I'd give this card a low C tier. Comet is a solid space event that in and of its own is a good card if you're going for a terraforming strategy. Of course, as all other space events, it can be made much better by the likes of space discounts and event rebates. I think it is not as good as Big Asteroid, which I rated as an A tier card, since that one enabled you to perform at least 3 heat steps in one go with just another SP asteroid. That is extremely relevant in the fight for the bonus ocean on the temperature track. Of course, just outright placing an ocean with Comet is still really good, because it can allow you to get up to 8 plants for a conversion. But still, I will rank Comet as a B tier card, around the same level as Asteroid. It has a higher ceiling than that one, but not as high as Big Asteroid. Commercial District is one of these cards that we all loved and hated when we start playing TM. And it's understandable why. Newer players, including me at that time, loved to place a lot of cities, beginning in the early game, and loved to play Tharsis Republic. A lot of unsupported cities in the early game are perfect for Commercial District. You place it down, get some good development out of it, plus 2 or even 3 points at the end of the game. And the benefit that everyone else hates you. However, this is not how Commercial District will work when playing against better players. Not nearly as many cities are placed, and especially not in the early game. So you have to decide whether you want to place Commercial District early to get its MC prot rolling, or wait and hope for a better spot and more points in the mid to late game. But can you even hope to get that better spot? All the good players know about Commercial District and Urbanized Area, so everyone tries to avoid scenarios where they could get fucked by those cards. Most of the time, your only hope is to set up these scenarios yourself. Place a city next to an opponent's city and then Commercial District in between. If that city spot is good on its own, then that play was probably worth it and Commercial District will score 2 points in the end of the game and give you some development. Also, there are scenarios where you see this in the draft and absolutely need to cut it, because no one is perfect and it might just be that you yourself set up a perfect opportunity for your opponents to place Commercial District between 2 or even 3 cities of yours. But it's still quite expensive and niche, so I will go with a low C tier on this one. Convoy from Europa is a space event that goes in a bit of a different direction than your typical Comet or Asteroid to just increase the tempo of the game and hit someone's plans. It is also not a quintessential ground game space event like Imported Hydrogen or Towing a Comet that let you summon greeneries out of thin air. Convoy from Europa is mediocre for ground game and mediocre for tempo. Of course, it can be made much better by space discounts, event rebates, yada yada yada. But its main strength that differentiates it from other space events is its use for getting planar. No other card in the game lets you get a +2 card advantage in a single action without combos already set up. Of course, the 2-card ocean spot still needs to be open, and you can do the same thing with an SP ocean, so Convoy is really only better if you have titanium to spend or other combo potential. But still, it is a low B tier card for me. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments whether you agree with my ratings or if not, how you would have rated them differently. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And lastly, please check out my Twitch and my Twitter. See you in the next video.